beautiful morning up here at Paradise. So today we're gonna head up to probably Glacier Vista area. I don't know if I'll get all the way up to Pan Point or not today because I am super stiff after all the workouts I've been doing this last week. But it is gorgeous, so we figured might as well get out on the trail today a little bit. So let's get to it.
Yeah, I know that you're the traveling kind. It's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places.
Alrighty, I'm about halfway up to Glacier Vista. Alta Vista is right behind me over here. And then Glacier Vista is right up there. So beautiful day, conditions are great. Snow is pretty firm. And I can see St. Helens right now, which is covered in snow. I just got permits yesterday to climb St. Helens for May 28th. So I'm excited to get back on St. Helens, but yep, we're gonna keep going up. I'm pretty tired. I feel pretty crappy today. So we'll get up there and make some lunch.
Once you travel the world, all the spaces inside your heart. I hope I'll be your destination.
So I made there's water on the bottom of the lens too. I made 3 mistakes in today. I didn't bring a lens cap because I have a polarizer on, or a neutral density filter. I wore Under Armour under my pants because I woke up cold, so I was like, oh, it's probably, I'll need this. But compared to last week on Trail Talk Tuesday, it was 26 degrees last week. Today it's like 35, 36 up here, and I am sweating. I managed to make it up from the halfway point to here in about 15 minutes though. It felt like 5 hours. And also my shirt is inside out, so that's another mistake I made, but it's beautiful up here. This is Glacier Vista. So let's make some food and then we'll get into talking about the trail itself. Alrighty, so got my meal of the day today is chicken top ramen. I pretty much, with all of the stuff going on right now, I have a ton of top ramen, and I didn't feel like using up my good dehydrated camping meals right now, so we're gonna go to some chicken ramen. But today I wanted to talk about, first we'll talk about the trail. The trail is in great condition right now if you're an alpine person. Obviously there is a lot of snow on this mountain right now, so you got to be prepared for that. Gear wise, something I didn't talk about last episode was for Snow Lake you could use snowshoes if you wanted, or not Snow Lake, sorry, Reflection Lake, you could use snowshoes if you wanted. I did not. And for this trail you don't need snowshoes. As of now, March 20th, the snow is pretty firm, so you could do it in just well weather, or warm boots. I did it in, I have alpine boots, so I did it in alpine boots. So if you're a climber and you have boots like this, you'll be fine. You might want to, if you don't and you just have hiking boots, you might want to grab some micro spikes or some small crampons, because it can get a little icy and it might get a little slick, but overall the trail is in good condition. I am at 6,120 feet right now, and I mean it's kind of cold but not too bad. There's some people out camping right now and doing some high alpine camping to get working on their mountaineering skills up there. So if you're a skier, you could skin your way up and then ski down, but it is up to you. Now I'm gonna eat this and then we'll talk about a story. So a little bit about the trail. I'm at about 6,180. My GPS just calculated a little bit better, and it's all uphill pretty much. There's 2 little downhills, so if you are not a part of uphill hikes, you want more flat with just a little bit, then probably not for you. But the views here are amazing. You can see Mount Adams, Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, obviously, all of the Tatoosh Range. It's beautiful, and if you're somebody who likes wide open and views, then this is the trail for you. There's not very many trees, so if you don't like wide open and you'd rather be in the trees, then maybe not this trail. But obviously this is in the winter. It's covered all in snow the entire way up. But in the summer, you can take an actual paved and gravel trail all the way pretty much to this point. There's some little bit of rocks and stuff you have to go over in the summer, but in the winter, a little bit harder. It took me only about, I would say 15 minutes longer though, and I didn't even need crampons, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the trail side of it. Since everything's been crazy recently and there's not a ton of entertainment, figured I'd tell you guys a story this time instead of information. The reason I thought of this story was because I just had top ramen, and I brought the stove to Iceland with us, and we ate like 8 packs of top ramen. But on my birthday, we stayed in an Icelandair hotel, and there was this cute bartender, or waitress, she did both, and I remember going upstairs to Riley and telling him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, there is one?" Like jokingly, kind of, and then he went downstairs, and he was like, "Oh, I see who you're talking about." And so, you know, I don't know how old she was. She's probably in her early 20s. And I talked to her a little bit while we were at the bar, because drinking age in Iceland's 20, so we went out for my birthday. And I'm not the boldest guy when it comes to talking to women, so I just, you know, small talked and stuff a little bit here and there, but didn't talk to her a ton about that we were, you know, not from Iceland. I said we were traveling, but didn't say a ton, and I regret it, because I wish I would have talked to her more. There wasn't a ton of people we talked to while we were in Iceland, because it's pretty isolated. So that was one of the only people we really got to talk to. And then the funny thing was, though, is I got 2 beers while we were at the bar in our hotel, because she was working as the bartender there. And like 9 o'clock rolled around, so we decided we would go get some food at the restaurant next door, which is not like an Icelandair restaurant, it's like its own name. But they had like tacos and pizza and all of this stuff, so I just got a salad because sadly the tacos were out since it was 9:30. And then, out of nowhere, she is the server. And I was like, huh. She was our bartender, now she's our server. So we were kind of like thrown off by that. But I asked the guy who brought out drinks if I could get a lager or like a light beer. So he brought me what he thought I would like, and it was like a IPA, can't think of what it's called. There's an American version of it pretty much, but it was not good at all. It was disgusting. I don't like IPAs. I've only had light beers when I was in Italy, and light beer in Iceland and all of that stuff, so did not like the lager, but I didn't want to look like a wuss and not drink it in front of the hot girl that was our bartender and waitress. So Riley only drank like this much, and I managed to pound out like 2/3 of it, but it was disgusting. What we do for love, you know? Try to impress a girl, so I chug a really gross IPA. But that's our story for today. I have a lot more from Iceland, but that's the main one. It was a great day for my birthday while we were in Iceland, and I'll have plenty more stories to tell. But hopefully you all are staying safe. You can come hiking in the national parks. They're open right now. I heard there's possibility that they're going to open it for free for a little while, so people can social distance themselves out here. And hopefully you guys can get out and hike a little bit more. I see a lot of people out here skiing and working on mountaineer stuff, and I'll probably get out here a little bit more the next few days or next week or so, because we have beautiful weather. It's 62 degrees down low, and pretty warm up here, to be honest. So get out and adventure a little bit. We're gonna head down and go home, I think, but I'll probably spend a little bit of time up here just relaxing, because I mean, why not? It's a beautiful view. So I'll see you guys later.
You're up in space, you're inside the noise, I can feel you. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart.
Alright, one last thing is that I went out early, so I went out about 9 o'clock this morning, and the snow was hard then. But on the way back down about noon, the snow is pretty soft, so you might want to bring snowshoes just for that sake, because I made it down fine, but I'm used to being in the mountains and all of that, so if you're not being on soft snow on the way down might be an issue. So other than that, great hike. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week.